What's going on, fellow Dustins? And today we are going to be reading Chapter 1 Less Hygiene. Okay, to be honest, this is the very first DVS, or if you want to know what that means, it's the very first reading video that I'll be showing you guys, so yeah. So. The DVS Volume 1 Faced the Dark. Actually, I didn't wrote this. I created this by using Dreamily AI, the very first AI that I have ever used so far to write novels, you know? Except Intercat actually. I did tried using Intercat before, but it got all, I don't know, got shut down or whatever you call that. It's gone, perhaps? I don't know. But you know, it's it sucks. You know that it really sucks so much. But without further ado, let's read. Chapter 1: Less Hygiene. Sark666, also known as Sark, the demon sharpness, who messed his own head by the dark magic god known as Sargeras from Warcraft. Okay. And DUSTINS, the murderer skeleton. Okay, actually, this part on top here, at the at the end of the word death, right there, is where I wrote, and then I let Dreamly AI wrote the rest of it, like all of this. So try to keep up. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so DUSTINS, the murderer skeleton, he swore to save his friends and family as soon as they all collided to fight to the death. He was not the only one of the strongest, he was also the most powerful in their group. That was just how it worked for him. He had the ability to control any living being that would obey him? Yeah, guys, I have to tell you this. This I had no idea Dreamly AI. I don't. I still don't know, but it most of this lore here that the fucking AI Dreamly AI just wrote makes no sense. I gotta tell you, but at least it still connect something from what's happening in this beginning of the chapter. So it makes more good. You know what do you call that? It's very like very connecting to the story, but plus it still makes no sense at all. It has no related it has no relation to the fandom of Undertale and Sonic.exe, but the fucking AI just had to pull his own shit, which is an only creative character for this DVS Volume 1 or whatever the DVS series, as I proclaim to say. So yeah. Back where was I? Back where was I? Anyway, so they obey him. That way, he was never in danger of dying if ever a monster were to kill him. It's what he liked about this particular monster, the little shit. Actually, the little shit actually liked it when people obeyed him. He was a complete asshole. After all, but everyone knew not to piss off his temper. So what, are you saying that the little shit here, tell you guys, I found out that the little shit here, guys, thus is the little shit. I, I don't know, man. The, Dreamly AI has some beef with Dustin, so you gotta know. So you can imagine his surprise when the small red skull walked out with a big bloody hole on its left leg, oh actually, and he said, "What happened here?" he asked with a sharp voice and narrowed eyes. "Who did this?" he growled while glaring at the small skeleton with an anger. If he could, he would have ripped the skeleton apart like a ragdoll. Damn, okay. The little shit chuckled while clutching his side while smiling. Don't worry about me. I got it covered. It wasn't that bad anyways. Just a scratch, he replied with a soft, raspy voice which reminded him so much of that stupid little punk sandal fun. Okay, guys. Like I mentioned, the DVS series, Dreamly AI, made this up. I gotta tell you, this made up character, I don't know. But you guys, I'm not gonna pull out a spoilers down ahead, but still, this character is much more to be known than any characters. Because this person, Sandalphon, has got to be more lore in this character, I gotta tell you. But I don't know how they call him or her. Foreshadowing, foreshadowing. Little stupid little punk named Sandalphon, like, and they also called him his. So I'm not sure. I don't know. The Dreamly AI, his, his gender, call him his, but it's not typically confirmed until we try to elaborate down ahead to the rest of the chapter because the whole entire chapter here are like chapters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7. There are at least 7 chapters in one volume. This is volume 1. There's still a few more ahead of this story, whatever this is. Cause I don't know, I thought it'd be funny. I'm just had to make this up, so yeah, let's do this. Best friend and roommate in life who died back then in some war. Now you guys would know about this war thing until we're gonna check out the very few chapters. It still haunts him sometimes. Sandalphon was just another idiot in the group, okay, who tried to help everyone and got himself killed before the end. Sandalphon is dead, perhaps, I don't know. Then again, you shouldn't really blame the kid for trying. The kid! You guys, it still makes no sense. I had no idea who the kid is for trying his best, but whatever. As he himself once was a fool trying to help others without thinking it through, but still, Sark shook his head. Whatever. I don't care you have to go back home. This is too dangerous. He lectured while glowering at the young skeleton with irritation. Oh, come on, old man. You don't gotta keep telling me off. Besides, there's nothing wrong with me being here. I wanted to come anyways. You wouldn't believe what kind of trouble those two brats managed to get themselves into. But hey, it's not like we're gonna die anyway. We're immortal, remember? So stop freaking over us already. Damn, the little skeleton said while waving his arm lazily. Okay, makes sense that he called him old man because Sark is like around 1,000 years old. If you guys don't know about the Sonic Galaxy Nightmare beginning, Jay Scoys, shout out to Jay Scoys actually, who made the character named Sark. He's actually the supposed to be the Sonic Galaxy original Sonic Galaxy based off. Okay, he's not actually X, but still Sonic Galaxy. So whatever. Yeah. Anyway, where was I? He sighed heavily and rolled his eyelids. Fine, I don't know why you insist on coming. You should just stay here where it's safe, where you'll be able to take care of yourself. Don't you agree? He said with a slight annoyance laced within his voice. Oh, but that won't do. What if something happens to one of our friends because of our stupid rules, your stupid rules? Then I'm no help at all. I need to be somewhere, someone that will protect them, right? The little skeleton arced back with an almost annoyed tone in his voice. After all, he didn't enjoy hearing others complain all the time. Hmm. Well, maybe that was true for everybody else, but not for him. Sure, he has a tendency to snap and scream more often than normal, but it's not really him. Okay. It's what he knows he does best. The older skeleton glared at the younger. There's another skeleton? Wait, I forgot. Guys, I really forgot because I let the AI wrote this shit, but still, I just I didn't actually completely read all of it, so I had to like ignore it. I don't know, but still, I just had to do it. So I'm really scared if all of this are down bad and not very connective. So let's see what you guys think. The older skeleton glared at the younger. That's not the reason. And even if it was, you shouldn't even know about that in the first place. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Do not wander around with your damn weapons everywhere. They are meant to protect you, not throw them like toys, he yelled loudly. Now go back to your bed, he ordered. And for God's sake, wash your hands before using these filthy tools in the morning, or else you're dead, he stated while pointing at the mess made by the little fucker with his bone finger. How's bone finger would be that threatening to someone who's fucking can destroy capable of destroying worlds? What the hell? Okay. He hated doing chores but needed to make sure the rest of them would take care of their hygiene. Oh, that makes sense. No wonder. Chapter 1 less hygiene. Are you saying that the skeleton guy, DUSTINS, has no hygiene? I mean, he's a skeleton. He doesn't need to take a shower. Like I said, guys, the fucking AI makes no sense at all. But at least it's hilarious, you know that? So, fucking wild, bro. Right. Chapter 2, Curse Love. Okay, well, I had no idea about this, guys. It completely no makes doesn't make sense, but probably it will be, perhaps, but we'll try to find out. Otherwise, they might get sick or turn into monsters later on. The kid stared at him angrily. Old man, you think I give a shit about cleaning up? What the hell kind of person do you think I am? He replied with a while snorting. Okay. Besides, besides, the only dirty things around here is you. Well, that escalated real quick. I mean, seriously, I can't see your face, but I bet your face looks pretty disgusting right now. Well, what is this, a roast battle? He sneered, chuckling to himself while staring at him with mocking amusement. Sark was fuming at the words, but he was able to keep quiet and keep his composure as usual. Wow, Sark really just had to take all those words, huh? You don't want to take it back or something? Come on. Even though he wants to strangle a little shit. Oh, that's so me for sure. If someone tells me that kind of shit, or really wants me to strangle someone. You little fucking bastard. You can say whatever you want. You're no better either. He snarled back with a narrowed eye socket. Go to bed and clean up your sub before going out tomorrow. No arguments allowed. I'm tired of seeing your sorry ass around. Damn, okay. He added with a stern look. The kid just Whoa, who's the kid actually? Is it Dust or someone just a standby human? Of course. Sark didn't understand why he was laughing, so it basically is Dust. Why would he? The other guy was obviously pissed. Why would you ask me, Dreamily? Oh, come on. What do you mean, why would he? The other guy was obviously pissed. So, oh, please. As if you haven't seen me around. I've been here for the longest among our group. And besides, you can't keep me away from what you love. Oh, okay. No wonder what's this chapter 2. It says curse love. So, what is this? A curse love. We're talking about level of violence or an actual love, like a relationship. He grinned. Love? Who cares for that stupid crap? That stuff is garbage, Sark spat back. He really hated that word. He hates everything about love because he couldn't understand that emotion. Wow, okay. Then how were you born, Sark? I guess you're just a demon created by non-existent. There was no point or purpose to it whatsoever. What's the point in caring you for somebody else? Unless they love you. So why bother? That's what Sark thought. Okay, what is this? A love monologue? Talking about love, for sure. It made him angry whenever anyone talked about love, including his father. Huh? Who's your dad? Sark, who's your dad? Disco's never told you about your parents, never reveal anything. But you have no family, to be honest, but a molester child. You fucking P. Diddy, whatever. Including his father, who was the love of his life since he was a child. He always told him that it was important to value your relationships. He used to listen until he learned that there was such things as meaningless relationships. This is gonna be very deep to Sark here. Very deep yet cringe as fuck. That was the moment he truly realized what he despised about love. Okay, I wonder what that means. That is when he lost interest in it altogether. That was when his soul began to shatter like glass. Like what? Like Executor? And it made Sark despise love, so he decided that he would never love anyone. So, okay, ironic that he has a wife in our universe. Tab series, Sark has a wife, and her name was Ice, so yeah. He was never interested in relationships or love in general. He believed that it just it just wasn't worth it. Okay, what's the wrong with the grammar here? It just wasn't worth it. He was determined that he wouldn't fall into anyone's trap because he's never loved anyone in the first place. That's the biggest cap that I've ever heard once in my life. Not gonna lie, seriously. That was just a plain dumb thinking and not logical in the slightest. I mean, I agree. That was absolutely plain dumb thinking and not logical. So sounds so stupid. Love is a good and loving feeling. I mean, yeah, that's not wrong. You're not wrong. There should be no problem falling in love. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sark is misanthropic. Okay, but then there were the people who hurt you in the end, and then there was no way you could trust them anymore. How foolish he was. Oh, are you denying that your little crush on my sister was real? Maybe I was too blind to notice it earlier. Kid said, clearly enjoying every bit of attention he gave him. Again with the kid, I'm pretty sure that's Dust, I'm pretty sure. It made Sark feel guilty for having this childish reaction. Whoa, for someone who's old has to be this childish, huh? Crazy, man. That's so wild. Reaction to everything about it. But then again, he knew he would never find anybody that could truly love him. How many times does this AI has to mention about him being loved, even though he never did? But technically he does. He could never have anybody that loved him the way he he what now? He could never wait, hold on. He could never have anybody that loved him the way he loved them. Because he wasn't worthy. Sure, right. Well, he could never be good enough for anyone. All he wanted was perfection. Perfection, huh? Everybody isn't perfect, you know. What are you, Cell? You're not Cell, bro. You're not the ultimate life form. You're not Shadow. He wanted someone perfect who would never betray him. Someone who was strong yet gentle, who would always love him unconditionally and would never leave him alone, even when he got sick or hurt. He could never deserve someone like him. Oh, such a very deep story and lore about this cursed love. This chapter 2 is like more like a misanthropic chapter. Because I gotta tell you, this Dreamly AI Sark is basically misanthropic. You gotta admit he is basically misanthropic. For real, for real. And then here's chapter 3. Chapter 3 Sailor the Skeleton? What? Sailor Sam sat in front of his television watching SpongeBob and playing with his what phalanges or whatever you call that. I don't know how that pronounced, but phalanges or phalanges or whatever. As his mind slowly drifted off, he smiled sadly, looking outside his house towards the endless sea that was filled with all kinds of colorful fishes, swimming happily inside while screaming to each other. What? This. Yeah, reading this is so regrettable. His smile faded away after a few minutes, replaced with a serious expression. What happened? He was sad that they weren't talking with him any longer. What? Sailor Sense can talk to creatures? He can communicate to fishes? How can he do that? Unless they're monsters. Hmm. It was fun being with them for a while. They made him happier than anything. But sadly, they were leaving soon, and the chances of them staying with him forever weren't high enough. Well, poor you, poor Sailor Sans. Probably you suck it because your joke sucks. Sailor Sans sighed, rubbing his face tiredly. He wished there was a way to contact their parents, but sadly there simply was no one to call to inform them about their departure. Well, Zans, I don't know where your parents are unless you're gonna call Professor G or whatever. They couldn't send messages through the void. The void? Are you talking about the deep ocean? Because of the fact that he'd never be able to receive them. If they ever wanted to see him again, they had to visit him. Huh? Okay. Which was probably impossible in considering his current state. But there was one thing he could do. He had to try. He stood up and grabbed his phone that was sitting next to his TV stand. Wow, Sailor Sans technology? He opened the messaging app. Wait, he has gadgets in his boat, in his ship, unless ship. Messaging app and type in the. Where do you get these? Where did he get this and get to see SpongeBob in the ship? How did you get a signal? Unless probably he downloaded. Probably it's a VHS. Hmm. Name of one of their relatives, Mr. Gaster. Ah, I knew it. I knew his parents would be Gas Professor G, because he was there. He's probably the reason he made the technology. He hit send before lowering himself onto his couch again and closing his eyes tightly. A little red, a little red notification. Okay, I think I said a little red writing hood. Okay, a little red notification appeared on the screen shortly after. When he looked at it, he saw that their aunt was typing. Bro, what is this lore about Sailor Sans that came out of nowhere from this chapter 3? There's no like mentions about this character. Also, including Sandolph one that came out of nowhere, this little punk or whatever you call it, the stupid little punk. Damn, okay. And is this the note? When he looked at it and he saw that their aunt was typing, okay, this is a note. Dear Auntie Franny and Uncle Papyrus, sorry for not contacting you sooner. Something that has happened that is causing me a lot of pain and worry. He read before clicking on the button below the text bubble. Okay, this was another thing that was bothering him. He could never remember how many times he has asked her to write down everything she remembered about what she saw in the void. Oh. But she had refused. Okay. Because it scared her, apparently, but then again, there was nothing she could tell him. Who's him? Sailor Sans or Uncle Papyrus? She could never explain herself, especially not when she knew that she would most likely never talked with him again. She had promised her brother that she wouldn't speak again. Which brother actually? Uncle Peps? Or I think it's Uncle Papyrus, because you are her aunt. You're not. You're. That's Sailor Sense is the nephew to the Aunt Franny. I don't know who Aunt Franny is, but still, she's like her brother is Uncle Papyrus. So, hmm, interesting. So that means like she had promised her brother that she wouldn't speak again to Uncle Papyrus. So far, she kept that promise, although she felt extremely guilty and guilty. What is this, Plutagon? Was never an easy task. Of course, Karma, Von Karma's guilty. It was difficult for her, especially since it was her own sister whom she promised to protect. Her own sister? Who's that? Kara? Sailor Sans continued to read the message again. So is this message note very that long? It's very long. Okay, moving on. This is about my friend Toriel. Your sister is Toriel? I found out that I may have caused some trouble for her and her daughter. Her daughter, Toriel. Ah, that's gotta be Kara. I get that's gotta be Kara. I regret it deeply. In the end, I did not manage to fix things between us, but instead caused even more harm and trouble. I hope you two can forgive me and forget about it. Forget about it! That the New York accent. Forget about it! Hey! I'm walking here! Tori and Flowey will come. Oh, sorry about that. Tori and Flowey will come home someday, so I believe we are both waiting for that day to arrive. Hmm. Sailor Sands frowned, oh, slightly before shaking his head. Okay, that's not good enough. This was just one of those things. One of those things. What things? Which things, Sailor Sands? She shouldn't have blamed herself for something that wasn't her fault. Ah, okay. BT Notori. Her sister deserved better from her, but if she blamed herself, then she would have hate herself. That would never make him happy. Huh. Since she wants Sailor Sans, her nephew, to be that happy, or is it Uncle Papyrus? I don't know which is which. So she couldn't continue to blame herself for things. So what are you? What are you blaming yourself? What are you, suicide Mickey? I mean, seriously. So he chose not to let it bother him anymore and moved on. Hmm. So she couldn't continue to blame herself for things, so he chose not to let it bother him anymore and moved on. For just all of that, just for that, okay? That's what his family does best. After all, they all try to do the same thing as each other move on. They wanted to all move on, okay, but did they actually move on or not? That's my real question here. They all went through hardships, but still hardships. Big, okay. No pun intended, AI. Damn. But still held on to hope for the future. Even after what had happened to him and his family, they didn't give up. Never gonna give you up. Sorry, I had to do it. They worked together to find a new path and keep going forward. Where's keep going forward? Aaron Yeager. And living for what is best for everyone. Yeah, what Aunt Franny is such a best person. Wait, so I'm hinting some things from the words. She blamed herself, something from her not being from her fault. It wasn't her fault. The things about the void, and then she just started to blame herself, even though in the case it wasn't that the case that she was the one behind it. And then she started to blame herself, and she cared about her nephew Sailor Sans because she gave this note to him, and including Uncle Papyrus. That's so caring for her. Aunt Franny reminds me of Hina for a sec. If you guys don't know Hina, she's from like Tuhu. If you guys don't know, ask Wishi or Aaron. He knows a bunch of Tuhu. If you guys don't know, come. I mean, you can check out his channel and in the link of description. So yeah. So where was I? And keep going. They worked hard together to find new path and keep going for. Yeah, this is one. Living for what is best for everyone. Yeah, she is very similar. Aunt Ronnie is similar to Hina because she's misfortune. She's a misfortune god. Makes more sense because Aunt Franny and Hina were like taking misfortunes from other people because and Aunt Franny is like blaming herself while Hina's like taking misfortune from other people. It's like she's like the definition of your problem is my problem kind of thing. So it's something like that kind of scenario, just like how Aunt Franny does in this type of scenario. So yeah, interesting. Maybe Aunt Franny is actually Hina. I don't know. Who knows? I could ask dreamily AI, maybe, unless he doesn't want to, because it's an AI. You never ask. I could never ask question because it generates story, not. It's not like a Chat GPT. Okay, it's not question AI. It's not mm, Goth math. It's not CC. It's not. It's not either of them. It's not. They don't. You can't. You just can't. You can't. You just can't ask question to Dreamly AI because he generates something project about this, just like this, what I'm reading right now. So basically, the actual thing, you just can't. Anyways, where was I? Huh. Sailor Sands, okay. Sailor Sands closed his eyes and waited for his aunt's reply. The fuck? I thought she died. Because she know the void. A couple of minutes passed before the message arrived. He read it aloud. My dear niece and nephew, don't worry. My dear niece and nephew, okay. So Sailor Sand has a sister? Hmm. My dear niece and nephew, don't worry too much. Things happen for a reason. Please don't give up. We're gonna give you up. Sorry. Everything happens for a reason. Of course. If you keep going on, you'll see a bright future ahead of you. We love you very much and we'll miss you dearly. Sincerely, Aunt Franny. Oh, that hurt. Man, that hurt, bro. That hits the feelings. Poor Aunt Justice for Aunt Franny, bro. AKA Hina, bro. She's the best. Out of all, she's the best, okay? He smiled lightly when he finished reading the letter. Okay, he got courage in him from this note that his aunt just wrote for him. That's very good. The note gained him determination. That's awesome. Wait, Sailor Sen, did you just kill everybody? Because you gain determination? What are you, Dust Sans? Ironic because this dust is in here. The little shit is here. I mean, a few chapters ago, it's chapter one, less hygiene. Yeah. Damn. Okay, so where was I? Things happen for a reason. Yep, that one. We love you very much and miss you dearly. He smiled lightly when he finished reading the letter. Okay, this is the part. He knew that his aunt would always love him. He always loved her. Of course. Nephew and aunt bonding. Even when he was angry and upset. Oh, you were angry because the fishes left you? Yeah, that's right. How do you communicate to fishes? What are you, Aquaman? How many aliases does this guy even have? Sailor Sans? The fuck? He is still cared for her and her son very much. Her son? Her son? What does that mean? Very much, okay. Aunt Franny has a son? Who diddled her? Sorry. Who screwed the god of misfortune? Whoever mate with the god of misfortune, Aunt Franny, I swear to God, bro. That's just had god balls. Damn. If he had enough faith to mate with a god, what the hell? Anyway, he couldn't wait to meet them and see them again. Okay, he heard a knock on the door. Hmm. Okay. Curious, he walked over there, opening the door to reveal his mother. Sailor Sand's mom? Okay. There was a mention about Gaster now, and now his mother. I wonder what's her name. The wife of Gaster. I mean, only probably this AU because Toby Fox never confirmed anything about this Sans and Papyrus's parents and stuff, so it's just unclear. It's the same thing with Frisk and Kara. Their gender is just unconfirmed. So genderless, and then the fandom just fuck it. Screw it. They're female. They're ours. That's wild, man. Even though Toby Fox never like he never he never mentioned about them being female or male. They're just them. It's just them. They're just them. I mean, I get it. They have this kind of hair and stuff, but still, you can't just. There are also males to have that kind of hair. Come on, that short brown hair. You can't just fandom these days. Anyway, his mother, her long wavy blonde hair. Oh, that's not. That's gotta be not the someone who I know right now. Her long wavy blonde hair, huh? I mean, that familiar description does hits me in the guts right now. And I'm feeling like I'm starting to not like this. Moving on. Reached the middle of her chest, her blonde hair, okay, and had a white flower pinned to it. So the hair of the middle reached the middle of her chest. Hey yo. Her chest. Mm. White flower pinned to it. Okay, the keywords here are not connecting to the thing that whom I am referring to as. But I'd rather not talk about it. But the thing about white flower, clearly it's not her. Clearly it's not her. I mean, come on. Clearly it's not her. That's gotta be not her. Because, white flower, she doesn't have a white flower because she's a witch. That, who I'm referring to, is a witch. So please, anybody, whoever watching this video, please never ever think about it. I suggest you never think about it. Please, never think about it. Anyway, she wore a navy blue dress and black heels and silver earrings. Okay, that's okay. That clearly states that it wasn't her. So I'm safe. She immediately hugged him once he opened the door and said, "Hello, sweetheart. How are you doing today?" Oh, okay. The mom missed her son very much. But my mom, where's dad? Yeah, Gaster never came back for the milk. Sorry, Sailor Sans. He just let you leave to become a marine. That's all he wants you to do. While he's gonna do his own stupid science thing, whatever he does. A typical Professor G thingy he does. That's all he does. Anyway, he hugged her back tightly, replied, "I'm doing great, Mama." Mama. She pulled away and placed her hands behind her back. Okay? Her hands behind her back. Good. Good. I have something special for you. Oh, she has something special for him, huh? So, no, I meant for him. Sailor's hands, huh? Damn, I bet this mom is a waifu for real, for real. Something Toby Fox that he's typically keeping things from us. Huh. She said, turning around quickly and walking towards the stairs. So there's a second floor in the boats? I mean, the ship? I mean, yeah, there could be a second floor in the ship. It's like a captain's deck. I don't know. He followed her quietly as he watched her walk downstairs, holding something She's holding something. What is that? A knife? Oh no. When she entered the kitchen, that's gotta be a knife. He was confused. What's in your hand? Uh oh. Uh oh. Is it for me? He, for you to die? He questioned, trying to figure out what she was planning to present him, present to him. She turned around and revealed what she was holding with a grin across her face. Sussy, this is sus. This is absolutely sus here. I'm smelling the sus in here. Mm-mm-mm. Nuh-uh-uh. It was a large white gift box. Okay, never mind. It's not a knife. Phew. I was thinking that Sailor Sen's gonna die, but whatever. With a pink bow tied in the front of the lid, which matched the color of the ribbon. Hmm, okay. Gave him a gift. What kind of gift she gave him? I really wonder. He gasped when he saw the item in her hands. Mummy, you bought me another boat? That's so pretty. Can I open it now? I want to try sailing it right away. He said, okay. Another boat? Another boat. That. So are you saying that white gift box? Oh, it makes sense because it says a large white gift box, so it's a large object. It's an boat. It's a boat. Okay, I thought it was just an ordinary gift box, like a size of a box that full of items, but no, it was actually a boat. Silly me. Okay, but another boat. So does that mean that she gave him a boat the first time back then, and then now this is the second? Oh, that's so generous. He exclaimed excitedly. He hadn't seen his boat in ages. And what about the ship you're boarding right now? Isn't that your ship? Probably that's his dad's. He stole it. Since he came to live with his uncle, Papyrus, they didn't know that Papyrus should be here. He should be here, but he's not talking. He could be somewhere, probably in the captain's deck, and maybe outside the ship, and catching fish or whatever. Anyway, he hadn't seen his boat in ages since he came to live with his uncle. They hadn't been able to go fishing together. Ah, I nailed it. The only times they really went were when he visited their house. His mother laughed softly. Ha ha ha, okay. Of course. Open it, open it. Let's see what's inside, shall we? He nodded quickly and carefully pulled the paper from the box. And what does it say? Okay, now the transition. Meanwhile, with Sandalphon, oh, finally they're back. I really thought that the AI is dead, thinking that they're gone forever. Jesus. Anyway, with Sandalphon, the older skeleton with the little shit. Dustins, the murderer skeleton, and Sark666, also known as Sark, the demon sharpness, who messed his own head by the dark magic known as Sargeras from Warcraft. Oh, actually, this part here at the end of from Warcraft, I'm pretty sure I wrote this up so that AI would remember, because it would like what the hell happened to them? Without them, they're like the main characters in the series from the very first chapter. I mean, it would suck without them. Like, don't you agree with me, guys? The three men were currently standing at the docks, staring out of the sea as they drank their coffees. The weather had been nice and sunny during the past 3 hours. Okay. Their coffees were almost done, but they hadn't gotten to the point where they needed to get rid of them yet. Who's them? Well, they actually did need to get rid of them because Sandalphon, the asshole. Why? It's the Dreamily eyes like have beef with Dustans. It's either Dustans or Sandalphon. It's either one of them. The asshole. He's known as the stupid little punk or the asshole. Whatever. Which is which? Decided to break off the handles with his knife. Huh? Oh shit. What's going on now? Now he was stuck with a cup that tasted like burnt coffee grounds and the remains of his mustache. that was dripping down from his upper lip. They didn't know what to do about it through. They had no other choice. Well, well, well. Looks like someone is having a bad day, Sargeras said slyly, while licking the remaining drops from the top of his yeah, the slightly, is it pronounced slightly? I don't know. From the top of his coffee cup. I thought today would go better for you. I mean, you were supposed to be able to go fishing. Not that your brother isn't allowed to have friends, but you can have lots of them. He had snickering. Oh, Sandalphon growled, okay, lowly, and glared over at him, while grinding his teeth. He's doing it there. Wow, he's really pissed, huh? He or she, I don't know. Yeah, I don't care. What matters is the boat. Where's our goddamn boat? Sandalphon tells us. He snapped, glaring daggers at the demon. Holy shit. You know, I can't help you with that. Why are you so angry anyway? The dark skeleton replied. Ooh, who's dark skeleton? Sans? The Sans or Sandalphon? Guess they're both skeleton. Because my fucking wife broke the boat and dumped my fucking ashes into the fucking ocean. Damn, okay. That's a bunch of F word there. Mm-mm. The shorter male yelled and slammed his fist against the table loudly. Okay, the shorter male. I'm pretty sure that's Dust Sands for sure. He's the kid or shorter male. I don't know. His eyes were burning in anger. What? No! How the hell is that possible? Are you sure you weren't drunk or high last night? Sargeras exclaimed that without wide eyes. Sargeras. Okay. Are you fucking with me? Kidding me? My wife doesn't drink. I've checked. She's not stupid. Wow, you're loyal. You know she knows a lot about his wife, okay? I didn't know you had a wife. I didn't know. She's not stupid enough to do such a stupid thing, Sandy growled and crossed his arms in front of his chest. Besides, how would she even manage to take the boat without breaking it? It's too heavy. Sandal Hafan has a wife? Mm, God, I deeply regret reading this, man. It makes no sense. He has a wife. I'm pretty sure this is sarcasm. This is basically sarcasm. He added angrily. That's quite a problem. That's quite a problem. You know, I think I should check on her just to make sure that she's alright, maybe. Don't touch my fucking wife. I wasn't going to. I was just talking about Tori. Oh, you're talking about Tori, okay. Not his wife. Non existent wife, for sure. And here's chapter 4, Truth the Destroyer of Worlds. What kind of chapter is this? First was less hygiene, and the second one was Curse, Love, and the third was Sailor the Skeleton. This makes no sense at all. The title, like, it's so childish. Completely. Oh my god. Okay, the truth, the destroyer of worlds. It's not fair. Okay, it's not fair. What? Is this a connection of the chapter at the end of chapter 3? Torio felt terrible. Of course she did. Of course she did, okay? All these times, she had been searching for the missing boat, the thing that helped bring her child back to her. She was unable to do anything. She had to watch and helplessly as Sans was hurt and died. Sans was hurt? I don't know that. As she lost hope, she had made peace with losing her son forever. Azrael? But that was nothing compared to the pain that she had suffered as well. Tori is suffering. Aunt Franny is suffering. God damn, what's wrong with these two? Now she didn't even know if her son was alive or dead. Hmm. It's either that, or maybe getting cursed, I don't know. It turned into a flower. Sans had told her that his mother had given birth shortly before his fall. His fall? Okay. At the time, the monster girl The monster girl, what the heck? Hadn't understood much of the situation since she couldn't understand why Sans had fallen. What? Sans had fallen? Like, like how did he fall? Did he fell into the underground? Is he like the human in this universe? Is Sailor Sans? I don't know. I don't know. Which is it, Sailor Sans or Sans? Because typically it's gotta be Sailor Sans. It's the story about Sailor. However, the young skeleton eventually became convinced that it was because of his father, Gaster. He was sure that his father was responsible for his death. Hmm. She couldn't bear the thought that her beloved husband could ever be a horrible person. Wait, what? Tori and Gaster? What? Uh, Okay, this I don't understand here. I'm starting to get so confused. I don't think that the Sailor Sans mother. Okay, this has got to be different. This is not Sailor Sans. I'm pretty sure, cause it's got to be different. It's got to be someone else. It's got to be someone else. I don't know because of his father. I don't know, man. She couldn't bear the thought that her beloved husband could ever be a horrible person. Oh God, what is this story? Sandalphon and Sark and Dust are not doing anything in this series so far. In the first chapter, they're just talking about their hygiene, the little shit's hygiene. Meanwhile, to Sailor Sans opening the box. Oh, okay, now this is back to Sailor Sans opening the box. I'm really wondering what the note says, or the what the box is, or the paper. From his mother, curious to what's inside, he carefully pulled the paper from the box. This is Five Nights at Freddy's. He studied, like, what's in the box. What's in the box. Literally, the mystery of the box, what's inside the box. He studied it briefly. There were small pieces of paper inside the box filled with numbers. Filled with numbers, okay. That's interesting. Each piece of paper listed some of the items that Aunt Ronnie had sent. In each section of each card there was a picture of one of those objects. A few pages contained names of different places. Oh, okay. So what are these pages for? What are these pictures for? What does this matter to Sailor Sans? Questioning that. That's my question. Some pages had pictures of the things themselves. Most of the cards were either yellow or red or yellow. One particular section caught his eye. It had been marked with his destiny. His destiny. I wonder what Sailor Sans destiny is. Written in the bold letters were the words that his mother had written there. It was an entry with a title of the Sans, the Skeleton Destroyer of Worlds. Destroyer of Worlds? Sailor Sans destiny? Hmm. The short skeleton frowned when he read it. This is the most important thing to me. The destiny will change my life. You're going to become the destroyer god? Sailor Sans? Is this was your destiny? Or was it because you need revenge to take revenge from your Aunt Ronnie that died from the void? I don't know. His curiosity arose. He began studying the entries. He tried to decipher the text, but it's no use. It was no use. It's no use. Nothing was recognizable to him other than the numbers that were printed on each card. Hmm, interesting. They were printed. The numbers were printed. I thought it was like written. I thought it was written. This will change everything. My purpose has finally been fulfilled. Thank you for being my salvation. Ay, ay, ay. Who said this? Sailor Sans? As he looked through more of those notes and continued to skim through them, he realized what his mother had been talking about. Destiny. Destiny that changes your life? What did she mean by that? Yeah, what did she mean by that? Did she mean the entire universe? But why? The short skeleton suddenly froze and then slowly dropped his book. His mind went blank as it began replaying what had happened moments ago. What's wrong? Sandalphon asked curiously. He came out of nowhere. Sandalphon, where did you come from? He or she, I don't know, asked curiously, looking over at Sans, noticing his strange behavior. Where did you come from? Sans didn't respond and instead it looked down at the book that had slipped out of his hand. And then Sailor Sans and his mother realized that there's a skeleton. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly like where did you came from? You realize the skeleton known as Sandalphon that came out of nowhere in the ship. He heard all the conversation with the whole Sans the skeleton, the destroyer of worlds. Yep, Sailor Sans is gonna become this destroyer god somehow. He's gonna become toe to toe with Beerus from Dragon Ball Super, the Battle of Gods. But Sandalphon wasn't alone. He was with DUSTINS, the murderer skeleton, also known as the Little Shit. Why? That nickname never fails to satisfy me. Sark666, the demon of sharpness, and Sargeras, the dark magic god who was still sipping his cup of coffee. He's still not finished sipping his cup of coffee, huh? So they were already in the ship. So they were having a cup of tea. So where were you guys been? So you guys from somewhere and then went to the ship? So they were already in the ship and they were just sipping coffee. I see. There's no way this is real, right? But there it is. There it is. What is wrong with the narrator right now? He picked up in his book again and looked through it once more, making sure that the entry he was reading was correct. That it hit him. This is real. He looked down at his book and then back at Sandalphon. He looked at Sandalphon. Sandalphon, he whispered, Sandalphon. His friend frowned and then tilted his skull slightly. Yeah? Do you remember when you said that I got my name from my dad? Sandalphon gave him a confused look. What do you mean by that, man? What do you mean by that? He paused and then stared at him for a moment before turning away slightly. Not, nothing, he muttered quietly. Come on, you can tell me. You promised. Promised? Are there connections between Sandalphon and Sailor Sans? Are there connections between these two characters? Because these are really made up characters, including Sailor Sans mom. They are literally made up. They're not originally came from a creator. This is basically a dreamly AI came up with his own idea. I did not write this. I did not wrote this. Dreamly AI wrote it. Sander hesitated. Sander hesitated slightly. Fine, I didn't say anything, but I guess you already knew this. Knew what? Sander to shook his head. Who's Sander? Sandalphon? His nickname? Okay. Dreamly I got very lazy to wrote Sandalphon. Shook his head slightly. Never mind. It doesn't matter anyways. No, it does, please. Sandalphon sighed deeply. Yes, fine. I'll give you another example. It's not exactly something you want to hear, but here it is anyways. He paused for a moment before continuing. Oh, is this a lore about Sandalphon telling something with his best friend? Or maybe his brother? I don't know. Not biologically, biologically. But they're just brothers, brothers. Just like this chapter says, brothers in arms. And chapter 5, Brothers in Arms. So this is the continuation of chapter 4, The Truth of the Destroyer Worlds, which is Sailor Sen's becoming the god of destruction. I really had no idea why he would do that for someone who's sailing to the ship. That makes no sense. That wasn't his destiny. That wasn't his destiny. That was. I don't think Aunt Franny would do that unless that was his mom who wrote it. On the way we go. Sander spoke in low tune. My dad. Oh no. Sailor Sans closed his eyes and nodded slightly. Yes, he remembered in the first time he met Sandalphon he and heard the story behind his name. Oh, so they were known each other. No wonder it's brothers in arms. That's such a I get starting to feel like this chapter would be much more interesting than the other one, with the what was that chapter? Chapter 2, Curse of Love. The most cringiest, very cringe, man. That chapter, Sark. What is wrong with you? What happened to your glow right now? Oh my god. Okay, Sandalphon heard the story behind his name. He remembered that it was during the Great War. They're having a Great War back then. I mean, Undertale, there was a war between humans and monsters. So yeah, with the monsters and humans, yeah, that's the one. That's literally the one. And so Sandalphon's father was known as Professor Gaster from Hollowtale. The monologue, the monologue, the monologue. Okay, it's supposed to be the monologue, guys. Who has an unlimited hatred towards humanity. Okay, I don't know if the you guys know this, but I actually wrote this before because I don't think the AI would know about the thing that I wrote recently. About, if you guys don't know, you could check out that video. There's a series I'm making right now, the Hollowtale Monologue. That AU, I didn't make the AU, but it was created by Aaron. So yeah, who has unlimited hatred towards humanity? That's exactly the lore about Gaster, HT Gaster. Sandalphon was an experiment subject 64 alongside his brother Papyrus. And yeah, Faker Sans. So Sandalphon was basically Faker Sans, but we still don't know his gender in this AU because basically this is not the Faker Sans we know in our story. This is Dreamly AI, guys. This is Dreamly AI. There, none of this are canon. It's just a made up story, not real to the things that I wrote. This is just Dreamly AI. As Sailor Sans remembered, he responded to them with the look of fury. The fist of fury or the look of fury, huh? He was obsessed with science. Science was his obsession. I think I jinxed it, guys. I think I jinxed it. Said I mentioned it before. He is obsessed with science, of course. That he used his magic to make it so that scientists would never be defeated. He used his magic to make science the dominant science and create the ultimate weapon to win. And that weapon was called Gaster Blaster. Skeleton. Oh, it makes no sense, bro. It's supposed to be Gaster Blaster, but what the fuck do I mean skeleton with a parenthesis onto them? That makes no sense, guys. He said in a very tense voice, but he failed because of me. Because I'm the only child of his experiments. He knew that I could do better, but and I was always a disappointment. Now you're blaming yourself. You're blaming yourself just like Aunt Franny now. He said softly with a sigh. So he made Papyrus and himself. They have been working together for many years trying to create the perfect weapon to stop humanity and the monsters from ever winning against us. That's exactly the lore from Hollowtale Monologue. They built their own weapons that there were there that were so destructive that they killed countless lives and destroyed homes all across the underground. Okay. Sandalphon paused for a moment, thinking about something that happened a long time ago. Papyrus was my best brother. My best brother, okay? We had a love we had a lot of fun times growing up together. We were the closest brothers. Then one day he decided to go and find himself. I begged him not to do it. I didn't care if he didn't see each other anymore. We still had each other. Damn, that's very deep, guys. Well, Dustans, Sark, Sargeras, and Sailor Sans mother just standing there awkward in silence, listening to their conversation. So are they just like people, bystanders, just standing there listening to their conversation between Sailor Sans and Sandalphon? Just Dust Sans there, the only skeleton here, and he's not communicating to the other skeletons. Very weird. None of them really wanted to know what had brought these two skeletons together in such a peculiar way. I don't know how to pronounce that, but they still listened nonetheless. Their relationship wasn't like anyone else's. The three of them weren't friends. No, they were just friends with each other. They were just friends to each other. Why did the narrator had to say no? Sorry about that. Anyway, they were family, and they had been through many difficulties. So they were like, the narrators just said no, and we were just friends with each other, so they were family. So they had been through many difficulties to get where they are today. We argued for weeks. He left with the promise to come back. Sandalphon whispered while holding back tears. Wow, I didn't know Sandalphon would be like cared for Gaster or something. This is just the opposite of the AU where he actually hates him. In this one he cared for him. The actual live reaction to Faker Sense or PNG, he would be like laughing right now, like he doesn't care if he dies anyway. Cause he's a fucking asshole, okay? He's just a madman. Professor G is a madman. You gotta admit. It's my fault. Here we go again. BT Nitori. He isn't here. Now, what do they think? I could handle this on my own. I'm a screw up. Suddenly, Sailor Sand started shaking. Oh, he shiver me timbers. Shut up, man. He placed a hand on Sandalphon's shoulder. Hey, don't talk like that. I know it's hard, but just take deep breaths and try to calm yourself. Sandalphon took a couple of deep breaths, and tried to compose himself. Compose what himself? Sailor Sans continued to comfort him. He held onto him tightly as if he might disappear at any second. The fuck you mean he might disappear? You mean he's gonna turn into a he's like melting or something? Is he turning into an amalgamate? I don't think that's possible. I mean, I'm not sure because Professor G injects something with a DT determination, and he's slowly dying. Because in the accurate lore of the original Hollowtale universe, Faker Sans is dying due to what Professor G had injected him with a syringe of a determination, and he the only way for him to live is to kill other people or monsters, whatever it is. That's the only way for him to live, which is very sad. Here he's Sandalphon or aka Faker Sans is just trying his best to live. That's why he's killing. He had to kill. Even if it's his friends or family, you had to kill. Friends or family. A tragedy. What a tragedy. Okay, so he held onto him slightly tightly as if he might disappear at any second. Eventually, he regained a semblance of control and managed to pull himself together. Nice. Okay, that's good control for Sandalphon. He wiped his face free from tears while smiling slightly. I'm sorry for bringing it up, Sans, but don't worry, okay? I know how it feels when people leave. His smile quickly faded when he turned back to face Sandalphon. Wait, who the fuck is Sans then? But why do you call him Papyrus? Your dad named you Sandalphon. How could how could Papyrus be your nickname? Isn't it strange? Do you have another name? Before Sandalphon answered, Dust Sands walked over to them. You mentioned something about the prophecy. Okay, does you just came out and he just bumped to the question to the topic, and then you just said this. You just jumped to their conversation and just said this. You mentioned something about the prophecy. That's something what Dusty would do. He interrupted. I have another theory myself. Hey yo, Dust Sans MatPat? For real, for real? It's just a game theory. It's just a theory. A game theory. Sailor Sans blinked in a surprise. Wait, you believe in magic too? Dust Sans nodded in agreement. Of course. He glanced over towards Sans. I know that I know that you must be pretty surprised seeing the both of us together. Now finally you get to be with them instead of just a bystander just watching them talking to each other because they're two skeletons but talking. You could be talking to them except Sark because he's just a fucking Sonic.exe demon or whatever he is. And thus is highly to be in this conversation. So seeing the both of us together. Sailor Sands shrugged. Well, yes, I am. I didn't expect it though. That makes sense. Sandalphon chuckled lightly. Why don't you go ahead and explain the rest? All right. Well, Dawsans began to explain. I haven't been in this world for a long time. Like the surface? Before the Great War, I traveled around for most of my life, collecting information, searching for knowledge. This may seem weird. Wait a minute, you've been traveling worlds, Dust? That's something from Tab series Dust Sands. He went to he time travels. Dust Sands canonically time travels in Tab series only. Tab series of the universe. He, if you guys don't know, one of my FNF covers, if you guys don't know, it's called Mistaken Dismay, Forestall Desire cover. That's the time he time traveled to see the truth behind about Fantasy Jebel before the start of where Mystia died from the She-Lore, the famous She-Lore ever. If you guys That's the whole story about the She-Lore. Mistaken dismay. Thus got mistaken dismay about this thing, this scenario where about he's just looking for the truth and he got mistaken that seeing Javel and Mistia to see each other. He was supposed to not break the goddamn timeline, but then he got mistaken. That's what it is. What the Trunks told you, Dust? God damn it. Don't break the timeline. I haven't been in this world, damn you. I traveled for around for most of my Nile life collecting information, searching for knowledge. Knowledge. This may seem weird, but when I traveled to a place I haven't seen before, I saw things and events I expected to ever see again. I saw some amazing creatures, and creatures that I've never even imagined existed. Sander Sand smiled. It was cool. The first monster to appear in the underground was a giant fish who ruled over the ocean. He created the barrier that protected us from the monsters and kept them trapped in the underground. Then I saw a turtle. Turtle. Okay. Not the turtle from Cat Origins, right? Crocodile and Turtle Origins? Because that thing didn't exist before. But actually, in our world, they do actually technically they do exist, but Aaron forgot to upload it, so he's an actual idiot. Anyways, he was with the king of the seas, and he made the barrier. Then there was a bird called an eagle who fought the turtle and won. Then there was a lizard monster, a lizard dancing lizard monster who was known as a reptile queen and her husband named Shiren. The fuck is a Shiren? I don't know who that is. Who the fuck is Shiren? And how did Turtle came here? How did he get here? How did Dust or whoever? Maybe this. Wait, no, it's Sandalphon he was talking about. How did Sandalphon match this person named Shiren? Who the hell are they? Sander Sands paused, remembering one last detail. And finally, I saw the dragon and its companion. What? A dragon? Are you talking about the tab series from Revengers? Where where a battle between like the Daymares against the Sonic Adventures. Hmm. The Sonic Adventures, like they were having like this against the Daymares. Exeter was riding a dragon, and it's can this one says companion. It's probably connecting to it. I don't think so. Faker didn't. Faker sends it. I'm pretty sure he wasn't there at that point of time. I'm pretty sure it's probably around Final Destination series or maybe Dual Permanent. I don't know. I forgot which series he first appeared, and I still don't know what Dustins appeared, because the very thing I remember is where he did things with the temporal tower. That's the only appearance, famously, the only appearance he appeared in Tab series with Sans fixing the temporal tower with Dialga. He's just fucking employee by Dialga anyways, because Dust Sans can time travel, and Dialga is like the god of time and stuff. So that's why he's just there fixing. That's why he became Builder Sans, and it's unfitting for him anyway. But still, it sounds so funny. Anyway, Sanders Sans pause, remembering one last detail. Yeah, that's how he found Dragon and Exeter. He said, looking at Sandalphon, they were a part of an expedition by the scientists. Okay, that wasn't Exeter, and then there was someone else who believed that magic was possible, and after discovering that there is magic in underground. So this could be something about Sargeras. They went on to explore it. After they discovered magic, they went on to try to use it and found that they couldn't. It was as if there was some sort of a barrier that separated magic from everyone else in the whole underground, including me and my brothers. Okay. After hearing what he had told them, Xenophon sat there and thought about the information he had gathered over the past week or so. It definitely sounded crazy to him, huh? Sure, that definitely sounded crazy, but he also knew, but he said was true. It's very unbelievable, but I think I'm gonna go with you guys. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it true? Is it accurate about this? What he said? I don't know. Who knows? And there's chapter 6, baby. What the fuck? His mom is what? What the fuck does this even mean? His mom is what? What? Yeah, right when I just started generating this, I had no idea that Dreamly I doesn't know how to write kind of titles, bro. His mom is what? You guys will understand what that means, because I know, because I know. Anyway, without further ado, let's do this. After a few minute break of their conversation, Dust Sands asked Sailor Sands' mom, who's been idling for a minute straight to their conversation this whole time. Exactly. She's been watching their conversation. Two skeletons talking to each other, and then there's three skeletons talking to each other, and she's just there standing there with Sark and Sargeras just watching and probably just sipping tea, cup of coffee. I don't know. Just watching. It's supposed to be them fighting each other. How are they just dancing around with this story, bro? Anyway, off the topic here, who are you and what's your name? Doss asked while hesitated. She blinked slowly. Oh, my name is Sarah. Oh, my waifu, Sarah, isn't it? And she's your mother, Samantha. Who is Samantha? I know who Sarah is, but I don't know which Sarah is. Is it from Tuhu, Dark Square, or Sarah from Sonic.exe? Oh, VHS tapes. Needle Mouse. Yeah, she's mine, babe. She's mine, babe. I want her. Sorry, Faker Sonic or EXE. I don't know. I'm sorry. She's mine alone. She's mine. Yeah. Anyway, Samantha looked at him in surprise. Wait a minute. This one. She replied, "My name is Sarah, and she's your mother, Samantha." She replied politely, "Your daughter's name is Sandy? What? Wait a minute. Sandy? Is that Sandalphon? Does that mean that Sandalphon was actually female? The whole narration actually you just call that person he instead of she. Now it became Sandalphon became a woman." He asked curiously. Samantha looked at him in surprise. "Well, yeah, isn't it?" And then Dust just said, "Oh, no. No, it isn't." He responded in shock. "That's exactly what I would say. She's name has been changed a great deal by our society over thousands of years. The name Sandalphon was originally given by a human girl who died thousands of years ago. It's a very common and old name that our society gives people nowadays." Oh, this is a whole new lore about Sandalphon. I knew it. It's confirmed. And then now it's finally confirmed that it's a she. Sandalphon is a she for real. And a human, he was Sandalphon was a skeleton. Her, her name was originally given by a human girl, so basically that human girl's gotta be Sandalphon. Or maybe another person, perhaps, who died thousands of years ago. Thousands of years ago? That sounds like Yuka for a sec. Yuka from Two Who Two. He's the same with Hina and Yuka because of the 1,000 years. Damn, that's very long. Anyway, is she? Is she? Sarah looked at Sally confused. Who is Sally? Sally didn't. She came out of nowhere. She came out of nowhere. First was Samantha, now there's Sally, confused and unsure of what to say. "Yeah, she is," Sally replied quietly. Sarah's eyes widened and she gasped in shock. "A human? A human?" Sally nodded her head. "I've always been curious about her. Ever since she became a skeleton, she seemed different than any other monster I met. She seemed more human than any monster." Oh, so Sandalphon is a human. So that human girl's her. Faker Sans is a woman. Female. Faker Sans is female now. Holy shit. Ever since she became a skeleton, she seemed different than any other monsters. Huh. So she was always been like curious about her, so that's that. Any other monster I met. She seemed more human than any monsters I've ever met. She acted human. She had a heart of gold. Heart of Gold. Is that Pokemon or something? That's gotta be Pokemon. She cared about monsters more than anything. I couldn't understand it. But then I learned that she was a once part human herself, and Sally sighed sadly. I guess it makes sense why she wants to destroy humanity, huh? Now you can be proud of your child being human instead of a monster. Wait, who is it? Sandalphon or Sailor Sans? Sailor Sans was trying to become the destroyer god, but now Sandalphon wants to destroy humanity. Now that's simply just like HT Gaster, who has unlimited rage, hatred towards humanity. That's a very deep connection to that. But at the same time, it's not. Sandy watched in shock. What was going on? Why was her name changing to Sandy? That's what I'm talking about. How is it then? Who the hell is Sandy? So it was basically Sandalphon. So how? Yeah, and like I said, the dreamly I got so lazy. How does Sans even know that? What's up with the whole? What's up with this whole thing? Was this guy lying? Sandy, she turned around towards her mom. "Did you tell him?" Sarah frowned. "Oh no, no, of course not. I promise I wouldn't. I don't think like that." Wait, so you're talking about Sarah is telling about like her gender. Did you tell him about your gender? That's what she's meant. And she didn't tell her, then she just referred herself as he, a him, a his. She disguised her gender to be a he. I see. So you're a spy, huh? No, of course not. I have promised you I wouldn't. Don't think like that. We shouldn't tell anyone about this if someone finds out. Who's someone? Someone trying to find you? Like you're a female? What's the problem with that? Why would someone would find you? Sandy shook her head. I know, Mom. They'll hate me. Oh, great. You're kidding, right? Everyone loves you. If anyone hated you, they would have done it already. It's because they love you that they would hide your secret. Yeah, they wouldn't hate you because of you, just because you hid your identity. Well, like that would be bullshit if that anything like that would happen. Her voice was filled with sadness. But no one hates you, I swear. Oh, Sarah is a very caring parent. She's the best parent ever. She's like the mother of Sailor Sands and Sandalphon. Mm, that's pretty interesting. Very interesting. What about Dust Sands? Is he not your child? Or it could be a different one. Same born from a different mother, I guess. Same father but different mother. Born from the same mother, born from the same mother means same father, I guess. Her parents hugged her and kissed her cheeks. Aww, that's very sweet. I don't know who her parents are, but I think talking about Sarah and Samantha, I guess. Sally smiled. Everything will be alright, Mom. Just keep protecting me. I promise I'll be safe. Sure, right. Sans looked at Dawson. Do you know how she got her name? Dawson stared at his feet, lost in thought. Honestly, I have a feeling that she has some kind of connection to our parents. They both had a unique personality. So I don't know how she got her name, but I'm sure it has something to do with it. I can't believe I miss all of this. Yeah, you did, Dust. You little shit. You were born from the same father, but different mother. Taylor Sands' mother smiled and nodded in agreement. Me neither. Wow, okay. And Dust Sands responded with a concerned question. You didn't tell me you were a female. Well, Dust, weren't you listening? She hid her identity. Come on, have some privacy. Dust frowned while speaking to Sandalphon. Sailor Sands chuckled nervously. No, no, I'm transgender. What? What? What are you? That's a dirty joke right there. The room fell silent. Wow, that sounds so awkward, isn't it? Sandalphon all laughed awkwardly. That's funny. Oh, bro. Oh, Buado, bro. Dust frowned while staring at him. Seriously? Sandalphon, you couldn't have come up with a better joke than that. He exclaimed while shaking his head in disbelief. Disbelief Papyrus is gonna murder us. I guess Uncle Papyrus is just disbelief right now. Sailor Sands chuckled awkwardly again. Um, sorry about that. He said sheepishly while scratching at the back of his skull. You know, Sally smiled slightly and wrapped her arm around him. Oh, I guess we should get going now. Who's him? Sandal Sands? Sailor Sands? Dust Sands? I don't know who. I don't know which is which. Dust frowned his eyes lights in frustration. He glared at Sally while trying to hold back his anger. Don't you dare leave without explaining anything to Lee to me. To Lee. Who the fuck is Lee? Rock Lee? From Naruto? His tone became louder. Okay, angry Dust here, baby. No wonder he's known as the little shit right now. Okay, okay, calm down. I just need to tell my kids what happened so that they could stop asking questions and start acting normal. Kids, okay. Which kids? How many kids you guys have? two here, two or something. Dust frowned in silence while glaring. He let out a frustrated sigh before turning his attention to Sally. We should really go. Sorry about that. Sailor Sands grabbed his hand, pulled him towards his door. Who's him again? Who's him? We'll meet again soon, Dad. Your dad? Sailor Sands' dad? Who's his dad? Yeah, yeah, he mumbled this to himself. Come back when you're ready to tell these kids the truth. Who is that? Who is that? Salty Salty Sands smiled warmly as he led her towards his home. What? Salty Sands? First was Sailor Sands and now Salty Sands. What the fudge? What the fudge, bro? Thank you, Sal. Sal. She mumbled. Is this Sally? And then Salty Sands says, for what? He asked curiously. Just for being my friend. She gave him a genuine smile and returned it with a warm grin of his own. Huh. I guess Salty Sands and Sally are like husband and wife. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. I just did this. Let the dreamily AI cook. But yet again, never let the AI cook anymore. Never let it cook anymore. But we are both already know that we're never gonna let it do it. We're not gonna let it happen. Never. Ever. And here's the last, the one, but not the least. Chapter 7, babe. The fight we've been waiting for. Okay. The fight we've been waiting for. What does that even mean? Like, the chapter saying, like, the fight that we have been waiting for? That we're gonna, like, finally see true action of this series. It's the last chapter, too, which makes it more hilarious. The rest of the 6 chapters are just talking to each other, arguing, and some rest of the lore and drama, and some new characters popping out, which I don't understand what the fuck they do. Anyway, oh my god, let's without further ado, let's not waste time with this shit. While everyone has left, including Sailor Sands, Sarah, Zandalphon, Samantha, and Salty Sands. Okay, but Dust Sands and Sark666 with Sargeras are still remaining on the ship behind while everyone went to Salty Sands' home. If you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure you guys already know because look, they all went to his house. Everyone, the kids, the rest of them, Sally, Sarah, Sailor Sands and Sandalphon, they all went to, and excluding Samantha, they all went to Salty Sands, which is probably the husband of Sally, perhaps. I don't know. And the fucking AI also forgot to put Sally as well. Oh my god. Anyway, still on the ship behind while everyone went to Salty Sands' home. Well, I guess it's just us now, isn't it, little shit? He still did not forget about that nickname, is he? Sark responded well sarcastically, unnerving. Sarkaz just said, shut up! Rolled his eyelids at him and leaned against the wall as he closed his eyes and tried to catch some sleep. Wait, so you were sleeping? You're trying to sleep? So how long has it been since our last meeting? Yeah, since chapter 1, bro. Sark questioned. Sargeras shrugged. Who knows? Who knows? 5 minutes? 10? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that in the in that time in this time gap, I'm pretty sure, bro, that it's gotta be like an hour ago. Cause it took. I'm pretty sure like around chapter 7, chapters 1 to 7. Yeah, it's gotta be an hours. It's a few hours ago. That's gonna be an hours ago. Yeah, because he gotta learn math. He's gotta learn math. It's not 10, bro. Unless you're just foreshadowing 10 na kumutin. I don't know. How do you expect you're gonna stay alive with your attitude? So Garrus growled. Why the hell did I agree to be friends with you again? Because you need help. Help from whom? From myself. Fine. Sargeras snapped while crossing his arms. Meanwhile, Dustin's just watching them arguing with a disappointed and cringe expression. That's so me, bro. As a bystander, that's so me. When I see people like arguing outside in front of me, when they're just like yapping to each other, you know that? That's so me, bro. That's so me, no doubt. Great. Just great. He murmured. What does murmured mean? I don't know what that is, but still. Under his breath. Okay. There's disbelief and now there's under his breath. Okay. Last last breath. Sark smirked at the small skeleton, began teasing him. Aw, is that an apology? Come on, give me something juicy. Wait, what do you mean by that, Sark? What do you mean by that? Sargeras growled angrily and quickly took him by surprise. With his powerful hands and gripping, Sark's collar tightly and lifted him off the floor. Lifted him above the ground and slammed him against the wall. Damn, Sargeras, you have already sick of of his shit right now. Being friends with Sark is terrible, you know that? But I'm pretty sure Canon Sargeras and Tab series does not regret it. He's just Sargeras and Sark are like similar to each other, just want to destroy everything. Just gonna put everything in the world, swipe the world with lava. La 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 lava, cha 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 chicken. Steve lava chicken is tasty hell. Oh mama Sita is ringing the bell. I don't know if I'm really right in doing the lyrics well, but I don't know if I sang that very well, but yeah, Steve's lava chicken, bro. Steve's lava chicken, baby. That song is very amazing, bro. Especially when, especially Bowser as well. Jack Black being Steve and Bowser is insane. You guys gotta admit it's insane when Jack Black had to do that, bro. To become like voice those characters and acted though portray those characters, bro. Jack Black is the goat. Hashtag Jack Black the goat, bro. He's always up to something. Anyway, oh, now he's just breaking this above the ground, slamming against the wall. The sound of the wall breaking caused everyone to turn in the direction. What the fuck? Sark screamed as he held onto his injured shoulder. How the hell did you do that? So this has gotta be the real fight, isn't it? Sark's best friend fighting him, isn't it? This is no longer Dust Sans versus Sark666. It's Sargeras versus Sark666. Frenemies. Friends to enemies now, guys. Frenemies. How the hell did you do that? Yeah. How did you hell did you do that, Sargeras? I mean, I get it. You just pulled his, you just powerfully gripped his collar, Sark's collar. But how the hell did Sark get a collar? Is he a dog? That makes no sense. I don't have time for this shit, Sark. You're annoying the crap out of me. He yelled angrily. Wow, Sark, your best friend has already sick of your shit right now. He has to betray you now. Now Dust is just has no problem with this shit. Then he dropped him ceremoniously. I am, I'm breathtaking right now. I can't speak I mean, pronounce the words like properly. You know that it's because the story is so long. Anyway, on the floor, as his magic disappeared back into his body. Whoa, damn, that's very effective. Sparks flew across his body, and his hair stood on edge as his aura grew more powerful. And Sparks, Doogie, hmm, rip Sparks, bro. Anyway, as he looked up at the enraged skeleton, Sargeras' face began turning red. But how the hell is Sargeras is a skeleton? I don't think Sargeras is a skeleton. But I'm pretty sure he's a sword, a cursed sword. But technically, originally, he's not a sword. In our universe, he's a sword. Dustans responded with an insulting manner. You know, Okay, what is this? So Sargeras' face began turning red and purple, and then Dust has just had already enough with sick of their shit. They're fighting each other, Sargeras and Sark. So Dust is just already sick of their shit. But Dust, what's the common sense? Why don't you just leave there, not just observing their shit? Like you don't have the time management with them. You don't have the authority against them. So why don't you just leave and go with Sandalphon and Sailor Sand and mom and their mom like Sarah and Samantha, your mom? Why did you come and go with them? Like why? Anyway, now that he responded with an insulting manner, what does he say here? You know, since the very beginning, you two fuckers kept telling me about taking a shower because I have no hygiene. Exactly. Now you both are still here? Dust said in fresh frustration. Since we just had a cup of tea a few hours ago, maybe a cup of coffee too, a cup of tea a few hours ago, and I'm starting to feel upset right now. Oh, he frowned while speaking to Sark and Sargeras. He's already said he's sick of their shit now. Since Sargeras is sick of Sark's shit, Dust is sick of both Sark and Sargeras' shit now. Ha ha ha, so funny. Sark replied in amusement. Yeah, yeah. Sargeras started laughing hysterically. I hate ya. What the fuck? What does that mean? I can hear you. I can hear you. What is this? SpongeBob? Ironic because Sailor Sun was watching SpongeBob of chapter 3. Dust shouted, irritated while glaring at them. Then why aren't you going home? He snapped angrily. This is just an embarrassment. I can't believe I'm communicating to a misanthropic. Okay, that got me, bro. Misanthropic, that's exactly what I mentioned in chapter 2, Curse to Love. What about, why the chapter 3 title should have been called Misanthropic Sark now? And instead of Curse Love, you know? You know what I mean? Dust sounds insulted while speaking in front of Sark. Hey, hey, I resent you calling a misanthropic. You're one too. Sark responded angrily. Your jokes suck. My jokes aren't shitty. You're just fucking stupid. Hey, don't insult my jokes. What is this, class clown fighting each other? What the fudge? Stop fighting. Take off your clothes. Dust yelled angrily. Oh my god, bro. Why did it escalate so quick? The two immediately stopped arguing and faced each other. I've had enough. I've had enough. What does already like went tiger mode, bro? In top series, Tiger really said this to if you guys didn't know in Tab series a few chapters ago. This is the exact dialogue that Tiger actually said in the fuckboys in front of those fuckboys crew. He said that in front of Fox. He's because the part where Foxy was just amusingly said it in front. He said like, "I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt. And guess it was inside it. Enough." That's a very. I don't know if Dreamly AI knows that, but I'm pretty sure that they exactly did that. Unintended. Thus spoke with a stoic tune of his voice. Sark and Sargeras froze for a moment, and their expressions completely shocked by his sudden outburst. And also, yeah, the jar of dirt was like a reference to Pirates of the Caribbean. He was it was Jack Sparrow's line. We gotta give credit to that. But anyway, completely shocked by his sudden outburst. Sark Dust's sudden outburst. Wow, Dust is so powerful that made Sark and Sargeras really froze for a moment. Insane, bro. It's absolutely wild. I mean, I know Dust is capable of destroying things like a matter of space or worlds or I don't know. They quickly glanced at each other After a second and gulped anxiously. They're cooked. Hey, they're cooked, bro. After a few awkward moments of silence, they finally decide to change and leave. It was a pretty simple trip for everyone except Sargeras, who couldn't sit still. I mean, he's big, so he couldn't sit still. Of course, he can't sit. I mean, he's a sword. How can he sit? How can a sword sit? Unless he just gonna lay down. Translate to lay down. Oh my god. And wait a minute. However, Dusan started to make an action of violence and uses telekinesis on them and both Sark and Sargeras by smashing them and burst through the floor of the ship and leading to the ship's destruction. Oh my god. What the hell does? They decided to leave and you just ditched them out, did you? Holy crap. Dust isn't playing anymore. The loud boom echoed throughout the space around them. A large hole formed where the two once stood. Well, that's how you're gonna end up, huh? What? Saster? How did Saster get here? The legend, bro. Saster, bro. The I love his songs actually. Saster. Oh my god. The first I seen Saster before is when confronting yourself, Sonic Galaxy. It's like yep. Saster is amazing, bro. How did he get here? The real question is, how did he get here? I don't know. Dreamily AI just put him here. I have no idea. Plus, he grinned as well. He grinned while sitting on the top of the wreckage of the destroyed ship. What the fuck does? He destroyed an entire ship. That really escalated real quick, bro. Dust isn't playing anymore. He's no longer the comedian you once ever known. I mean, he's a murdered skeleton, so he's no longer a comedian. On the other hand, Sargeras and Sark managed to get back and alive, but highly injured. Damn, so that attack was mostly effective against them. How? I thought they were immortal. They mentioned they were immortal. I guess they still feel pain because just because they're immortal, they still pain. They still feel pain. Just like Shadow, when he's like the ultimate life form, he's immortal. He doesn't age, but he still feel pain because he lost Maria. It really hurt him mentally and also physically too. Maria. Anyway, move on to the. Okay, so the highly injured due to the mass destruction of Dust Sand's unexpected impact. Suddenly, he was already with them with a death gaze. Holy crap! Dust isn't playing anymore. How is how is Dust Sands the skeleton outclassed the Sonic Galaxy? How is he outclassing them? How the hell did you do that, Dust? He glared at the two, angrily raised his left arm to attack them, but before he could, sarcastic voice range from behind him, dude, why are you doing that? You could kill yourself or someone else if you kill yourself or someone else if you move any slower. Who said that? He said while walking closer to him. Sargeras sighed in annoyance. Can it, bonehead? Can it, bonehead? Thus ends with a dick right in response. You're lucky I haven't finished dealing with your ass yet. Now get off the floor. Okay, I'm pretty sure he's talking about Saraster. He snarled as he began to slowly float in the air towards his friend. Okay, dude, if you insist, Saster joked while chuckling lightly. He sat on the floor and watched as Dust Sands continued his attack. Okay. Suddenly, his laughter died. What the fuck you mean his laughter died? Is that like Lord X died as well as he laughed? He laughed? Like it's one of those AI generated by Aaron. He Lord X died from laughter. Weird. His laughter died in his throat when he saw the expression on Dust's face change to a look of shock and fear. Before his death gaze could reach its intended target, his enemy quickly jumped over the side and landed safely on the other side. To the other side. What? He was cut off before he could finish his sentence. Oh, this is interesting, guys. Maybe I should shut up. Don't worry about it, Saster interrupted. I just didn't see it coming. Dust Sands scoffed angrily while looking away from him. Whatever. Saster smiled softly before standing up on the floor. All right, let's go. What? After destruction? Okay, I just said shut up about myself, but still, I have to comment this for a sec, guys. Wait. After all that destruction, Saster just ignored the fact that his dust just intimidately beat the shit out of Sark and Sargeras, and Sark and Sargeras they like didn't do shit any of them. How did dust manage to damage them? They were immortal, including dust. They were immortal. That makes no sense. What the hell did? Like I said from before, it makes no sense, guys. Please, just get on with it. I have to get on with it too, and I have to shut up too as well. Don't worry. Like, okay, back to where I can't speak anymore. Where was I? Saster interrupted. I just didn't see it coming. Dawson scoffed angrily while looking away from him. Whatever. Saster smiled softly before standing up from the floor. All right, let's go. He turned away and began heading down another hallway. Okay. Sergeant nodded as she followed him. Sure, she said. Sure. Sure. Dustin asked Saster, who was she? Why is Dust? I'm sorry, guys. I have to see this. Dustin asked Saster, who was she? Why does Dustin have to like curiously have to ask questions? It doesn't make it. I mean, he's like the most curious character in the series so far. The curious little shit, the red skulled bastard. What the hell? Who is she? Dust questioned with a concerned expression while talking to Sester. Sester turned around, smiling at his brother. That's my girlfriend. Okay, that got me. I didn't notice this when I generate this the AI. I didn't notice this. I had to do it. I just had to go on with it and without reading it. But what the fuck, that girlfriend? That's my girlfriend. What the fuck, sister? Sorry. Okay, and now I finally found out the truth that Sargent is actually Saster's girlfriend. For real, guys. Not accurate. It's not real. But in terms of Dreamly AI, it's accurate. Only for me, but I don't know about you guys. Dustin's eyes widened while staring at him in shock. What? What? He exclaimed while clenching his fists, making Saster smirk. Yep, that's my girlfriend, alright. Why is Dustin's like always the mad guy, plus the curious guy? Sargian chuckled awkwardly while blushing. Okay, so they're together. They're couples. Couples in arms, I guess. Oh my god, I can't even know what the hell's going on right now. Sargent chuckled awkwardly while blushing in slight embarrassment. She's a kind of a bad bitch. Okay, Saster, what is wrong with you? Dusk glared at Saster. That's what I would do as well. Is she now? Saster nodded with a small chuckle. She may seem like a goody-goody at times, but I promise you, she isn't. Sure, whatever you say, Saster. Saster disaster. Ugh. Oh my god, bro. Every time I try to read this makes me gag. Saster paused as he thought about his words. Whose words? Dust's words? Pause as he thought about his own words. He's actually got quite the temper. He admitted it. Sure, get it. Sardian laughed nervously. Wow, that was the most cringiest impersonating laugh nervous ever made, bro. I'm not doing it ever again. I guess we'll just see that then we won't. I guess we'll just see that. I guess we'll just see that then, won't we? Okay, I can't completely and properly speak the sentence. because how tired my mouth is. Before they could continue their conversation, they heard the door to Saster's room open. What? What's going on? Both men tensed, knowing exactly who it was and it could be. They turned around as fast as a lightning McQueen, and saw the woman approaching them. What happened here? Sardafona? Who the hell is Sardafona? And who is she? Was completely shocked by the sight and sound before her, causing a few of her friends behind her to look at the scene before them with curious expressions. Dust stared at the lady and gulped nervously. Oh, oh, nothing, he lied. Wow, nice try, Dust. Sarcastic voice ranged out of the out from behind him. Oh yeah, nothing. This was that Saster? And there is nothing wrong with that, she retorted, slightly annoyed. Dust looked at her confusedly. Huh? Sardafona sighed. Did you two forget everything that we talked about earlier today? She asked while holding her head in annoyance. Oh, sheesh. We're just fine. Nothing to worry about, Sardafona. Biggest cap ever. Both of them replied together without realizing it. Sardafona raised a eyebrow. Ooh. Uh, add the rock there. The rock vine boom. Boom. Just fine. Did I not hear you guys? We were fucking idiots. Neither answered. The phone huffed. You know what? Never mind, and walked away. She walked away. Okay, she just walked away. Wait, Dust said as he quickly grabbed her arm. Please, wait a sec. He pleaded with pleading eyes. Okay, this is the first time Dust acting like very pleasing person, isn't he? After what you did, and you just unintentionally or probably intentionally just beat the shit out of Sark and Sargeras, and now you're starting to please Sardafona. I really want to know who Sardafona is. Sardafona sighed and turned around to face him. I don't care. Great. She just ditched him. She told him, annoyed. Dust hesitated for some seconds before sighing sadly and releasing her arm. Sardafona blinked curiously. Are you done pouting now? She pondered. No, not really. Dust said while shaking his head. Then why are you here? Sardafona asked, puzzled. Well, I just wanted to say sorry. Sorry for what? What did you do, Dust? Dust answered, still in a sad mood. For what? Yeah, like I said. That's what I said. For being so weak. Huh? What is Sardafona to you, Dust? Is she your mom? Or your sister? I don't know. For being so weak. For getting all worked up because of some silly arguments. I didn't expect anything like that to happen, especially not when you're already hurt. Sardaphona's lips curved into a small smile as she gazed into his eye sockets. It's okay, she assured him. Oh, now she's encouraging him? His eye sockets instantly widened as he realized what she was implying. His cheeks began to tint pink as he rubbed the back of his skull nervously. Again, that's the same thing from the before. Her eyes narrowed suspiciously. Is that so? So nanoka? Oh, Rumia line motto. She questioned teasingly. And now she's teasing him now. First Sark is teasing Dust. Now Sardaphone is teasing Dust. Wow, poor Dust, bro. No wonder he's known as the little shit so far in the kid. Sardaphona giggled at his flustered state and crossed her arms. Hey, yo. So what is she, your girlfriend or something? Well, Raymond will be punching airs right now, like, seriously. Because in Tab series, Dust's wife is Reimu Hakure from Tuhu. Again, Tuhu. This is like the third time I mentioned Tuhu right now. I don't know, third or fourth. I just don't know. I forgot. Cross her arms, but I get it. So she's like giggled at his flustered state and crossed her arms. So do I get to ask why you came back after your promise to stay gone forever? So does stay promise to stay gone forever? Oh, to her, I guess. He shook his skull, scratched the back of it again. I guess you want me to say I did that just so I could see you again? And I mean, yeah, literally. That sounds like unnerving. Does you just did that just to just for that, all just for that. Again, all that just for that. And then suddenly, someone broke through from Saster's room. Okay, great. Someone broke the room. Suddenly, someone broke through from Saster's room and crushed Sardafona in front of Dust in terrified expression. Holy shit, bro! Who did that? Who did it? She got crushed, bro. Sardafona. I never expect this from Dreamily AI, but holy crap, he realized who it was. You again! He shouted devastatedly. I knew you were still alive. And it reveals that Sark brutally murdered Ardafona for revenge after the ship incident. Oh crap. Yeah, now you got it, Dust. You got it. You got the consequences. When you done it something wrong, you got the results. And here you have it. You got the consequences. Sans was furious. Why didn't any of you call me before this? And Sans came out of nowhere. He shouted, extremely upset. Well, tell me now, bastard, what is it this time? Meanwhile, Sargeras was trying to his hardest to remain calm. Uh, what do you mean again? What do you mean again? Oh, yeah, right. It's talking about Sans. Oh, wait. No, it's Dust. It's actually Dust because, he said you again. But what do you mean again? Of course it's again because you guys just were talking a few minutes ago and also met in chapter one and a few like chapter two as well and a few chapters as well. I mean the rest in the entire chapter as well. Because what do you mean? I mean it's again. What are you talking about? And the dust became numb and irritated as he spoke. I am sick of playing with your misanthropic games. What is it, like Mr. Gamelton? Now there's a misanthropic game, Sark. This is Sark's own game now. He's misanthropic. Guys, I knew it. I called it. Sark is now misanthropic in this Dreamly AI version of himself. You have set me into my limit, and now you have done it. Holy crap, bro. Oh my god, that's a very interesting line. That's an absolute impressive line, bro. Masterpiece. Look at that. I am sick of playing with your misanthropic game, Sark. You have set me into my limit, and now you have done it. Holy crap. Thus has already means that he's already sick of your shit right now. He's no longer playing anymore. Thus responded to Sark's action, declaring as they begin to fight. Oh god! Oh no! No! Sargent's screams were almost ear-piercing. Oh god, no! Oh god, no! No, okay, okay. Why did I just voice that with a low deep voice for Sergeant? It's a she, bro. Saster's girlfriend, bro. What the hell am I doing? Sark kept dodging his attacks, so Dust started attacking Sark. But he knew he wouldn't stand a chance against him. He continued. You still could stand a chance, but I guess Dust in this chapter is probably overpowered. Yeah. The only thing he could do was escape. But this reminds me of the intricate that Aaron made between Dust Sans versus Sark. Dust versus Sark, meaning an intricate. In that's in intricate. What am I thinking? I supposed to say intricate. Intricate, guys. I got so confused with the intricate or intricate. It's supposed to be intricate. I'm sorry, guys. Forgive my mispronunciation. This is what happens if I read way too long. I get very, very like uncontrolled speaking or whatever you call that. I can't control because oh, I'm running out of space right now, bro. I can't speak very well, so you just had to do it. You gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta let a guy go, man. Sergeant's screams were almost ear piercing. Oh god, no, 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 no! And then Sark kept dodging his attacks, but he knew he wouldn't stand a chance against him if he continued. The only thing he could do was escape, and so he tried to use his power on the ceiling, but before he even managed to pull it apart, but it's too late. Oh well, there you have it. Does manage to grab Sark's leg and rips him apart and brutally, bloody. This is for the last time, and you're gonna die. Damn. Damn. Okay, he does just brutally just rip Sark's leg. First, he just slams Sark in the on the boat onto the sleeve sea floor, and then just grabbed him and just Sark makes no progress, bro. I think Sark got nerfed in here. First, Dust was getting hated, and now Sark is getting hated. This is for the last time you are gonna die. Dust with a bloodthirsty grin in his expression while speaking to Sark with his limbs fall apart. Oh shit, Sark became monochrome. He became monochrome right now. He became Lost Soul. Lost Soul Sark. Holy crap. He became that one character from the dream from Majin Sonic. Thus smirked victoriously, ready to strike his last blow when Sargeras. Oh, there's Sargeras. Sargeras suddenly attacked with his fist. You don't have a fist, you're a sword. Like I said, guys, Sargeras is actually a sword, if you guys didn't know. With his fist to the back of Dust's head with such force that Dust fell to the ground. Damn, fine. Now Sargeras is doing. Now he's helping his best Buado, not like treating him like shit, like slamming him to the ground anymore. But now he's doing it to Dust. Dust fell to the ground, but he didn't give up and quickly picked himself back up. Before he knew it, Sargeras had grabbed him by the neck and smashed his skull onto the floor repeatedly, repeatedly, shattering it instantly. He then held his hand out of while laughing evilly. That should teach you a lesson for going behind my back. That's when he began to disintegrate him. Oh, Dust couldn't even scream before he faded away completely. Oh, there it goes. Dust died. His head just blew off, disintegrated. Damn, Sargeras. I mean, he's a dark magic god. You can't. He's like the one of the most strongest Warcraft ever. Like the strongest monsters or characters. And now, but oh wait, never mind. But does regain his head back with determination. He came back with determination. Was this mirrored insanity? He managed to come back with the power of determination. That's some sick bullshit feats of Dustans here, guys. And grabs Sargeras, strangling him. How can you strangle a sword? The living shit out of him. Well, there goes Sargeras. He tried. At least he made progress than Sark. Like just trying to dodge his attacks. And then the boom, he's dead. He got limbs. His limb got destroyed, and he got smashed by his best friend, and then he got squashed down and by Dust by using telekinesis. Sark made no progress at all so far. What the hell? He got nerfed, bro. Damn it. Anyway, so leaving that shit out of it. However, this time he was prepared for his enemy's next move. Damn it! How much more damage can you take, you piece of shit? Sargeras taunted him, but he doesn't respond with a witty remark like before. Instead, he let go of his neck completely, so Dust let her go completely, and oh my god, I'm losing breath, and punch him directly in the jaw. Garrus doesn't have a jaw, bro. He's a sword. In the jaw, causing him to fly across the room several feet backward. Sargeras stood, stunned as he held his jaw in pain. It took him a moment to realize that his attacker was no longer there. The fuck? Okay, Dust is quietly very fast. He muttered under his breath. Sorry. In confusion, as he turned around and saw the skeleton monster he was fighting previously running toward him. Shit, was all he could mutter as he dodged and the incoming blow. Oh fuck. He turned around and run as possible from his attacker, which was not very since there's a huge staircase between the two men. Once Saster caught up with him and he launched an uppercut. Sas so 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 Sargeras just trying to run away from Dust. He run over to Saster and then just gave him an uppercut. Damn. Poor Sargeras, bro. Between the staircase between the two men. Once Saster caught him up, he launched an uppercut at him. Dust comments, "Nice Falcon Punch, my turn." Okay, Dust, what the fuck are you even saying right now? Dust Sans chuckles while he intentionally god breaks the whole life out of Sargeras before he could even catch a breath. Oh damn. Did you seriously think destroying my head would be enough? Think again, Dark Magic God. Think again, Dark Magic God. Holy shit. How is Dust outclassing Sargeras and Sark right now? They're supposed to be more powerful than him. How the hell? How the hell did they do that? Unless it's plot armor. They probably got. But Sark's has more plot armor. How did Dust's plot armor way better than Sark's plot armor? That makes no sense. But anyway, they're like literally the main characters, bro. Yeah, this is what happens if you put main characters against main characters. This is what happens, bro. Dust spoke with a low tune of his voice. Yeah, this is what he said in the quote. Did you seriously think destroying my head would be enough? Think again, Dark Magic God. Sargeras tried, okay? Come on. Give him some credit. Dust spoke with a low tone of his voice. With a single swipe, Saster slashed his hand straight at Sargeras' stomach. Again, Sargeras has no stomach. He's a cursed sword, bro. Come on. He grunted in pain as he stumbled backward. Dust noticed this and decided to attack. He shot multiple blasts at him, hitting him right in the chest. Oh, damn, okay. However, Sargeras dodged each of them. Oh, nice. By jumping around. Oh my god, I gagged again. Oh, hold on. When Dust tries to hit him again, then immediately Sark saves Sargeras. And I go, there we go. Sargeras saves Sark. Sark saves Sargeras. And see, it's like a pay. It's like you pay for your friend. Like you have to take it back. You have to take it back. Your friend saves you. You have to save him as well. That's what the power of friendship. That's what Sark's motif does. His power of friendship is logical, and it's absolutely bullshit. So he saved Sargeras just in time by using healing magic to recover his energy. Okay? Dust was pissed. Seriously? He angrily asked, not amused. So he said it angrily, asked, not amused. If you're not gonna help me, Sargeras paused. Why did you save yourself instead? Instead. Why did you save yourself instead? If you're not gonna help me, why did you just save yourself instead? He spat. Dust smiled at him. Because you know that I'm going to make you sure you. I'm gonna make sure. Because you know that I'm gonna. Because you know that I'm going to make sure you won't hurt anyone ever again. Ah, another goated line, guys. Dreamly eyes sometimes cook, but sometimes they don't, because it's cringe. But at the same time, it's the goated. He said before attacking again, but instead he decided to revive Sardafona back with the power of his monster magic. Back with the power. Oh, he revived Sardafona back with the power of his monster magic and determination. Holy crap, Das is really that OP, isn't he? Unless this is a composite dust sense, just like composite shadow. It's like he's crazy. Oh, that's very interesting. Sardaphone. Okay, anyways, back to where was I? Sardaphona was beginning to panic. Dust! What's going on? She yelled. So Dust chuckled once more. You're right about one thing. He will not be able to kill any of us, not if I can help it. Oh, okay. What are you, Shadow? Dust is acting like Shadow more right now. With that, he rushed over to the old man who was busy defending himself and grabbed his stuff. Jeez, this has got to be the most annoying thing I have ever seen in my whole goddamn life. So, like, Dust was going on, and she yelled. Dust chuckled once more. You're right about one thing. So this is like the one, like, he probably something mentioned to this. I don't forgot. I forgot, man. I don't know. With that, he rushed over to the old man who was busy defending himself and grabbed his staff. The old man? I don't know who the old man is. Jeez, this has got to be the most annoying thing I have ever seen in my whole goddamn life. Oh my god. I got really confused at the part where Dust said the shadow line, but still, oh, I don't care. I don't know, Dreamly I had to do this. Makes so confusing. Anyway, he commented, he commented, the staff in Dust's hands glowed orange and he started chanting a spell. Sammy! Yeah! What does that even mean? He roared loudly before firing the staff forward at Sargeras. Sargeras barely managed to dodge it, but jumping his by Sar. What is this staff anyway? Who is this the old man? Sargeras barely managed to dodge it anyway, but damn, Sargeras is good at dodgeball. By jumping away and swung his staff sideways, aiming his blade to destroy the weapon. Thus quickly recovered and fired his staff again while dodging the deadly blade. Where did you get the deadly blade from? Ah, that's so funny. This guy isn't going anywhere. Sark mocked as he continued to taunt him. Wow, Sark, Sark is only good at taunting and making others like rage quit, like trying to heat up the conversation. That's what he's only good at. What the fuck? What's wrong with Sark right now? It's very opposite. I mean, this is what he does in the canon, universe. But still, that's not how he usually does. He should be more calculated than the being such a tauntive, cocky motherfucker. Anyway, I'm warning you, stop making fun of me. Yeah, he just taunted. Sark just keep taunting him. Stop making fun of me and run away. Dust threatened. Okay, Dust. That kind of threat is like a very child threat. Like, what the hell? You should have come up with a better one. Sark laughed humorlessly. How pathetic. I guess you're not good enough for someone as powerful as I am. Yes, you are powerful than Dust, but how is he managed to outclass you? That's what I'm questioning. It makes no sense. And then he then smirks and swings his sword sideways. Dust gritted his teeth. Fuck you and that stupid misanthropic knife. He just called the sword misanthropic. What the hell? That's really. Oh my god. That is such a dirty, savage line of Dust right there. With that said, he shot another large beam of energy toward his enemy before turning around and ran as fast as he could. Sardafona watched them in confusion. They seemed to be in an intense battle, but she thought that something was off, but they looked angry, determined. Suddenly, there was a loud explosion. Sparks and dust scattered around the whole room. Sardafona was about to walk towards the source of the explosion until she saw that dust had finally left without doing anything else, and now his body was slowly fading. What? Now he's dying? She ran out of the room and found Sargeras unconscious and Saster laying down on the floor. Well, everybody is. So that staff that Dust was carrying was like very suicide. A suicidal weapon that is very capable of destroying things, including yourself. Including everybody. Oh my god. She rushed up to them. She rushed up to them. Are you guys alright? Are you guys alright? She asked worryingly. Saster groaned painfully as he opened his eye socket. He glanced over at Sardaphona's and frowned worriedly at her concern. Sardaphona, what happened to you? Sardaphona's looked back at him and gave him a worried look. Hey, are you alright? She asked in an apologetic tone while holding her arm that was broken. Did this bastard hurt you? He shook his head. Who's the bastard, Sark? He shook his head. No, just some debris that fell on me, he responded tiredly. Oh well, at least you didn't get severely injured like I did. Totally. She stated sadly. Well, yeah, because Sark just crushed her and, crazy that Sark just crushed Sardafona in front of Dust, which is a fucking payback to what Dust just did to them. Just destroyed the ship along with them. His expression softened. So now that didn't get really, she stated sadly. His expression softened. What happened? She asked curiously. Sasters hesitated slightly before answering. We were fighting. We were fighting. Then something went wrong because he was using a lot of his power. Oh great, yeah, Dust used too much power. He overdo it. He overdone it. Sardaphona's sighed heavily and clenched her fists. And I can imagine how painful how painful it was for you, she remarked while staring sadly at her brother. Saster questions in concern. Where is Dust? With that said, she pointed to Dust laying on the floor with some kind of black substance. What the fuck that is that? Coating his body and face. Sardaphona's eyes widen in horror. She quickly runs over to him before examining his wounds. I don't think I ever saw him this weak and helpless before, she muttered while frowning deeply. In war, I voice cracked. I wonder why. I wonder why. I wonder where. Saster nodded as he stared in disbelief again at Dust's appearance. I mean, appearance, not disappearance. As well. We better help him. He replied. Sarafona agreed. Yeah, yeah, then picked up Saster and rushed the Dust's inside. After taking Saster over to Sans, he quickly realized that he needed to clean his injuries. I'll be back soon, he told his brother before rushing back into the destroyed room that was littered with rubble and destroyed furniture. Damn, okay. Because the room got destroyed by Sark. When he returned, Sans had been placed on the floor when he was lying still, with his eyelids already fading, probably from the impact of getting struck. Wow, Sans is dying, bro. It's a 1.5, 0.5, I guess. I don't know, 1.5 health. Meanwhile, to Dust Sans, who's highly injured of the battle, because the impact of getting struck. The the damage done was simply devastating, but it also served as his punishment. Of course, it's his punishment for what you've done, thus, in your stupid head. He's warning that no one mess with him again and gets away with it. Once they arrived at Dust Sans' place, Sarafona helped Sans to lay down on the couch, and she started tending to his injuries to remove as much rubble that was covering him. Good, okay. So Sarafona is like a medic here. Saster then began to examine his wounds carefully for anything dangerous that could have caused them, but nothing seemed unusual except the fact that they were extremely deep. It seems that his magic wasn't strong enough to destroy your head after all. Yeah, that's exactly right. Saster spoke while looking concerned for Dust's hands. Don't say that, Dust responded before sighing and closing his eye socket. I know I was foolish to think that I could do it myself and mimings. Orin is speaking right now. Orin. He admitted while leaning against the couch. I was so stupid. Sarafona stayed silent while applying pressure to the wounds, and Saster looked over at her. I'm sorry that we had to fight you today. had to fight you. You really had shouldn't have involved in this mess. Yeah, she got crushed, bro. What do you expect? He apologized sincerely. You don't need to apologize for anything, she replied. In fact, I should be apologizing for letting that creep capture me. Sark? I don't think he captured you, but crushed you specifically. As she finished speaking, she noticed Saster flinched slightly as she mentioned about the word creep. Okay. He was about to open his mouth to speak when suddenly his HP was reduced to 10%. Oh, damn. Okay, he was. Words are hurting him. He mumbled to himself with concern. Is everything okay? Started a phone a question. My HP is too low. How did he was about to speak now he lost his HP? Because of the impact, bro. That staff is something else. I really want to know what that staff is. I really had no idea what that was. He informed her. The bones on my left side must be damaged due to being crushed by the wall. My armor is completely shredded, along with my clothing, he answered. She frowned. But how will we fix your wounds? We can't treat you with the medical supplies here. And even if we could, what about you? She inquired as she finished treating the wound in his rib cage. He grimaced. He grimaced. What are they from from like McDonald's grimaced. He grimaced. He grimaced lightly before shaking his head. I am fine. Don't worry about me. Just take care of Dust, he commanded. She shook her head furiously. Oh great. She's disobeying, guys. No, no, no way. I am definitely not leaving you like that. If this battle ended like this, I'm sure it won't end so happily next time. She sure about that? I mean, she's on her words, guys. She stood up and turned around to go upstairs to see if they had any first aid kit to the house. Saster, however, grabbed her arm before she could go upstairs. Please. Oh, okay, I just. Sorry, I had to. Please, I'll be fine. Go find Dust. I'll try to heal him myself. He begged, and he begged. Oh, oh my god, I'm keep gagging now, guys. Sardafona remained unconvinced, still thinking of how to help him. Saster sighed and let her go to continue tending to Dust. Be careful. He ordered before he closed his sockets as well. I thought it was eye sockets before for a second. His sockets as well. It took a few minutes before Sardafona came back with a fist aid kit. When she walked inside, she gasped in shock and quickly rushed towards Dustans. Oh, gods, she whispered fearfully. He's lost so much HP already. Okay, so Dust is much more worse now because he got hit directly, guys. Right, bro, like literally. Of course, his HP have lost so much. Saster didn't seem to hear her though. He didn't open his eye sockets. He didn't open his eye sockets or react to his sister calling his name as he started healing the wounds on his ribs, arms, and legs and torso. Once he was finished, he sat up and turned to glance over at Sardafona. How is he? He asked softly. She shook her head nervously. I don't know if he's gonna make it or not. She replied quietly. Saster gave her an encouraging smile before replying. Well, I guess all we can do now is wait for him to come back to us and hope that he gets well soon. Suddenly, Dustan's body regaining determination as he gets back up. Okay, never mind. There's no need for medication. He just got back by his own power, his own monster kind of energy. That's what he is, or probably the plot armor just saved him. Oh, never mind. I guess now he gets well soon. Sester said sarcastically. While Sardafona was surprised and shocked by his comment. You're just mad that he got away from you again and beat you. Yeah, I don't know what you mean, bro. She said bluntly and smiled a bit. Saster chuckled slightly before responding. Well, I couldn't exactly win against the great Dosans, but I suppose I can take a little advantage and defeat any opponent if he does manage to survive. Sure, whatever you say, Saster. I know you're good at music, but I don't know you're good at bat fighting in real life. He admitted with a laugh. Yeah, I knew it. It's a joke. He never admitted. He never admitted he could defeat Dos Sands. Dos Sands asked with a serious question. What happened? Where's Sark and Sargeras? He frowned while speaking to them. All I can say is that they all escaped. Dust. Sester answered with a shrug of his shoulders. Okay, now Dust was like asking question what happened to Sark and Sargeras. Bro, you just obliterated them, bro. You disintegrated them. Like what the fuck? I don't know what that staff was made. No idea. I had no idea. All I can say that they all escaped us. Saster answered with a shrug of his shoulders. I knew that, but what about you two? Radifona paused before explaining to Dusans. There was an explosion knocked us both out, and when we woke up, our ship and armor was blasted away thanks to you, Dust. You were nowhere to be seen. She replied with furrowed brows. Dust frowned worriedly. That doesn't sound good. Of course it doesn't sound good. How I don't know how your was made up. You just suggestically destroyed Dust, bro. The Sark, I mean, Sark and Sargeras by using telekinesis, slammed them to the ground, leading to destruction. Sardaphona sighed. So we, so we have to search for your brothers and try to help them too. This whole situation has been very stressful. Yeah, stressful that she died, bro. She added. And she's probably talking about the fake Sandalphon. No, this Sandalphon is she, and Sailor Sand is a he. Wait, what about Saster? The two humans asked. Who the fuck are these two humans? Asked in surprise. Dust's gaze hardened and his jaw tightened and his eyes narrowed into slits. His teeth grit tightly in annoyance. What about him? He growled darkly. Sardaphona's blue orbs widened in fright as she immediately explained. Well, since it looks like she survived, I thought that maybe could help us find your brothers. At least help us find some clues. Yeah. Thus sighed tiredly. Fine. But just remember what I said about him trying to leave without telling anyone. He may not act like he may not act like it, but he cares about us a lot. So don't let yourself be tricked easily, okay? And please do everything possible to bring them back safe and sound. Like who? Like the others? Like Sardaphona and Sailor Sands and the others like Sarah? Sardaphona agreed. Affirmative. Affirmative. With that said, Dust Sands continues to walk away. Sardaphona noticed in concern. Where are you going, Dust? Where are you going, Dust? He just walked away. This is like a callback where Sardaphona just tried to walk away, and now Dust is walking away. He stopped in his tracks before replying, I have business to attend to. To attend to attend to. I'll be back later. I have business to attend to. I'll be back later. Without waiting for the reply, he continued walking forward until he disappeared in the distance. Both Sardaphonas and Zester sighed in relief after he left as a small smile appeared on their faces. That skeleton is always running off somewhere. That skeleton is always running off somewhere. And that is the end of DVS Volume 1 Face the Dark, guys. Oh my god, that was a very rough storyline, and most of it I completely don't understand the storyline, but I still slightly I'm start to understand a little bit. I'm starting to learn about it. Even though I'm the one who generate this, I still understand the whole things, you know? You know what I mean. This whole scenario and stuff, this whole argument, this whole story. Because this is not the first time I made something like this, but this is the first time I made an AI out of it. But this is not the first time I made fucking story, a novel. You know, I've I made a lot. If you guys want to know, I made many of it. It's like maybe I'll just probably someday sooner Someday, maybe next year, I'll show you guys, probably perhaps that there was like a few years ago, or maybe last years ago. There was like a few novels that I made, and I hope you guys do like try to check that out once I try to release them. Perhaps I don't know. We'll try to find out sooner or later. But that's all for today. For today, guys. Oh my god, that and what a long run! Crazy, bro. It's like 2 hours right now. Holy shit! It's midnight for me, guys. Oh my god. So without further ado, you all. I hope you guys having a great time watching this series I made with Dreamly AI. It's so unhinged when you think about it. So I suggest you guys not to try out this thing because you might don't want to like this one. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya, fellow Dustins.